Hey, it's BklynTye at BklynTye NYC. What's the word? Hey, it's BklynTye, and you're tuned in to What's the Word podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For some of y'all, say welcome back. This is episode 5 of season 3, and I appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, thank you for those who have been reading and sharing my blog, telling a friend to tell a friend, buying my merch, and being a walking billboard for me. Y'all have been following me on social media as well. You know, I appreciate you all for spreading love. It's the BklynTye way. If this is your first time, where have you been? But as always, better late than never. So I welcome you as well. Make sure you check out my previous episodes and my blog at www.BklynTyeNYC.com. And that's www.BklynTyeNYC.com. You can also shop my merch. I have hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, double-sided totes, and more things to come. So, check it out. Support and spread love. If you're not already following me on IG and X, you can follow me now at BklynTye NYC, and that's at BklynTyeNYC. And now let's get into Tie Talk.
What's up, y'all? This is Rashad Wright, Never Been Wrong, and you are tuned into What's the Word Brooklyn podcast with BklynTye.
So how has everyone been? Have y'all been checking on your loved ones? A few things to catch up on. So recently, I went to the R&B block party in Norfolk, Virginia at the Scope. And when I tell y'all, that shit was dope as fuck. Man, y'all have to follow the R&B block party at the letter N-B block party. They travel state to state, so, check them out and see when they'll be in your area. But this was like a 6-hour party, 5 different DJs or so. When I tell you, I danced all night. I was with my oldest daughter and her best friend. And it was one of the best times I ever had in Virginia, for real. Who was it? It was DJ AWOL, Izzy the DJ, DJ DC. Those are local VA DJs. DJ Money, and then DJ Envy at the Breakfast Club, and one of my homies, DJ Mad Skills. So, each set was dope. 90s era, 70s, 80s. We went through all the way to current. We even went to church. One of the DJs had, played some Kirk Franklin. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed myself. It was so needed. And so, again, follow the R&B block party. Check the lineup of DJs because, each time they're in a different location, it's different DJs. So that's another thing that I find really dope because if I ever want to see them again, I know that, it'll be different DJs. So right quick though, can we discuss Super Bowl right quick? Just right quick. Now, remember a few episodes back, I gave y'all my experience in Vegas when I went to see Usher. And so, I said it could have been a little bit better, but, I wasn't upset, but, it just could have been more. So I gave him grace and was like, you know what, he's about to do the Super Bowl. And, although I wasn't going to be at the Super Bowl, I was like, this is the Super Bowl. He's gonna rock it out. I was hopeful, and it did not bring me what it should have brought me. I mean, it was okay. I wasn't mad. He had Alicia Keys. He brought out her. It was good. It was okay. And that's really but I'm not gonna hold you. I'm still going on his tour. When he goes on tour, well, he's already announced locations and dates. So just trying to get my money together, but trust and believe, I will be going to see him later this year, 2024. So stay tuned for that experience. Oh, I went to see the Spike Lee exhibit in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Museum. It was amazing. It was called Creative Sources. So it was like 7 different rooms taking you through like his journey from basically from like his childhood to adult. Each room had like different colors, which it was nice. I like when you can, it just gives a different atmosphere where it's not just like, you know, consistent color, room to room to room. Most times at the museums, it's white walls. So, you know, it was like sports. You know, you had like his sports. So, you know, he's like a big, huge Knicks fan. So it was like jerseys and pictures and sneakers and there was a room of music. There was a room, of course, of his films, which I thought was dope because it had like some of the article of clothing, some of the posters that was hung on the walls. Yeah, it was definitely dope. So, you know, I'm working on a blog on it now. So check that out. I'll go into more depth of the experience and I'll have pictures to share. So stay tuned for that. Today's episode, I got to chill in Harlem with one of my good friends, Monifa. She's a social worker by trade, but she's also an activist, hip hop photographer. You know, we met a few years back at the Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest, and I hadn't seen her since like earlier 2003, 2023, actually. It was definitely great getting a chance to catch up with her. You know, I was excited and I'm honored to be able to introduce you to someone who I think is really dope and inspiring to me. I also love the fact that you could hear the streets, the sounds of Harlem in the back. So like that's pretty dope. So, but before we get into that, you know, we got to get into what I'm reading, watching, and listening to.
Yo, what up? This is Ben from the Jungle Brothers, and you are now listening to What's the Word podcast.
So let's see what I'm reading. Ebony's Fall Edition, it's a special edition, 2023, dedicated to hip hop. There's 5 different covers, which include 50 Cent, Little Kim, Swiss Beats, Rick Ross, and I have the one with Busta Rhymes because like the cover is dope. There's interviews with each person I mentioned who are on the cover. There's also an interview with Dapper Dan and Slick Rick. There's also an article with Lowlives. That's a Brooklyn gang that, as the title says, remixed Ralph Lauren and changed fashion forever. So I don't know if you can still get it, but you know, if you can, I usually try to tell y'all, I get my magazines from like Hudson, if you're in New York, like Penn Station, Port Authority, any airport, or Barnes and Noble. So check that out. As far as what I'm watching, I got to watch Mea Culpa with, you know, it's a Tyler Perry film starring Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes, who is sexy AF. But, you know, this is y'all know what Tyler Perry brings when he's doing movies. So it wasn't bad, but it was okay. I mean, it's watchable. Definitely a watchable film. There's this sex scene with like paint that goes on that I thought was really dope. So it's like a thriller, murder, plot. Plots are everywhere, as usual. You know, again, as per usual with Tyler Perry. I love him though. I do. So, you know, just watch it. See for yourself. Take my word. What I'm listening to, Usher released an album. I bought it on iTunes. It's called Coming Home. It has 20 songs and it was only $5.99. So that I've definitely been listening to like just about every morning. He has features with Summer Walker, of course. That's a single that's out now, playing everywhere, called Good Good. Her, Burna Boy, Lotto, So, the flow is everywhere, but it's your typical Usher vibes. So check that out. Definitely going to learn each song as I usually do right before the tour. So by tour, I'll be tour ready, singing my heart out. All right. So, now let's get into my interview with Monifa Perry. Let's check it out. What's up, everybody? This is Steph Love, and you are tuned in to What's the Word podcast with BklynTye. All right, so I'm here with a good friend of mine, Monifa. We met a few years back at the Hip Hop Brooklyn Fest, and we've been cool ever since. So we used to link up a few times here and there, different hip hop events going on. Last time I think I seen you was like February of last year at the Drip in Manhattan for Video Music Box. So, this is an honor to sit here. Thank you for doing my podcast. And first, how have you been?
I've been well. Everything's been well. Just moving around, still working full time and doing photography and trying to keep up. And everything's been good.
And just tell the listeners a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
My name is Monifa Perry. I'm a licensed social worker. I'm also a hip-hop photographer, and I have been documenting New York City's music scene, protests, and doing activist work with Malcolm X grassroots movement for a good while now.
All right. And so, how did you get started with photography? What got your interest in taking pictures?
I started by photographing my nephew. He was a baby. I was taking his pictures, and then I started taking pictures of my friends. And then I joined the Malcolm X grassroots movement and started covering Black August Hip Hop Festival. And that was it. From there, that's when I really got into it more.
And what was your first camera?
Canon film camera. I think it was a Rebel. Yeah.
Ooh, the infamous Rebels. Yeah, working at Canon I worked at Canon for about 7 years, and right when they went from film, when they were going from film to digital to high def. Yeah. Photography is one skill. I love taking pictures. I love doing video, but it's such a skill that I'm other than a point and shoot, I can't do it. I can't do it. Regarding hip hop, because I'm a hip hop head, you a hip hop head. You're in these rooms with a lot of the legends. How did that come about?
It also started from the Black August Hip Hop Festival. Just started to get to know the artists. And also the first benefit that went on for Katrina, just meeting the artists and developing relationships and going from there.
So you consider yourself, or are you considered a professional photographer?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
I think you are. Because you have so many dope, you have Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def, my favorite. It's just so Q-Tip. It's so many Nas. I think you've taken, or is there anyone that on a legendary hip hop scale that you have not taken pictures of that you would like to take pictures of?
I would like to take pictures of more women. I don't think I have enough women in my catalog. I don't think women get the same focus, that men do in terms of music and hip hop. So I would like to work with women more. I really like Rhapsody. I did photograph her.
I love
Rhapsody times, but yeah, I think she's amazing. I think she's awesome.
Underrated.
Yeah,
you don't see enough of her.
So talented.
Lady London. I like Lady London as well. She's real. She's a positive. I don't listen too much of her music, but my daughter does. I'm more so when she's doing interviews and she's just being inspiring. Mm-hmm. MC Light.
Love the Genius from Joe
Queen Latifah. These are the women in hip hop that I grew up listening to, and trying to be like them when I thought I was a rapper for half a second. So you have this book that you're developing and trying to get going and pushing. And what's that about? How did you come about that? Because I mean, you have thousands of pictures, I'm sure. And there's so many avenues that you could go with a book. Like I was telling you, merch, like hoodies, what's your goal with this book? Or do you have like a basic goal at this point? Or you just like winging it?
I did a book drop last year, and I did an individual art on most of the pages and most of the books. And that was my first time, and they all sold out, and everybody was so receptive. And then I basically fell back on doing books. And then someone asked me for a book recently, and she was asking for specific photos. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. And I thought about it, and I said, okay, yeah, let me do it. And I did it. And I put one set out, and they sold out already. So I'm going to put in an order for more. And I'm going to put some out, but not, I don't want too many people to have the book. I would probably make a run of like 50 and then never sell them again. Not that particular book, So, yeah, I want to get into selling prints. I just added a store to my website. And I want to get into selling prints and doing more collaborations with different artists. Did a collaboration with this graffiti artist, painter called Sen One. And he's amazing. And I'm working on a collaboration with this artist called Mark out in Amsterdam. So just, working with other artists and doing shows with other artists and really having artists and creators push each other is my main goal. I love that people were so receptive to the books. I absolutely did a post, and so many people DM'd me and asked for a book. Just like it was just instant, So I really love that love so much.
Has any of the artists that you've taken pictures, are those some of the people who have reached out to you for the book?
One of the artists did reach out to me, but he has the first book that came out. But we will definitely work on getting him another book.
Have you considered doing I'm just sitting here thinking, and I'm just thinking of our history together and our friendship and knowing the pictures and following you on Instagram and everywhere. And have you ever considered doing an art show of your work? That would be dope. I know them.
Gallery shows?
Like a gallery.
I have gallery shows all the time. I was in Stoke with my good friend from Azar Gallery, hosted me at Scope. I'm in the art shows. I'm out there. I've done gallery shows. Definitely, I would love to do more. But if any artists want to collaborate, they can reach out, and we can see where it goes in terms of doing pop-ups and gallery shows and people hosting me for gallery shows.
And before we get too far ahead, what's your website?
It's MonifaPerry.com. My name.
Okay. And outside of photography, what do you do in your free time? Because I'm sure you live with a camera. Your life, I've never not seen you walk with a camera, have a camera.
I do have a camera most of the time. I like to walk. I like to protest. I like to fight for oppressed people. I like to fight for women, specifically Black women, because I feel like they get the raw end of the stick from everyone. And I hate that, So I'm pro-women, pro-family, and pro-education, So that's what I do. I'm an activist. I'm a social worker. I'm a photographer.
And before I let you go, how can people reach out to you? And what can my listeners, what can the community do to kind of help you along the way? Is there anything that we can do?
Well, they can definitely be kind to each other. Continue listening to music and supporting the good artists. Support the artists with hearts, the artists that look out for humans, you know, the poets, Yeeerrr Hamad, Yasin, of course. Any artists out there making songs and music for the people. In terms of the website, they can go to the website, they can check out the art, they can check out the books, they can check out the work, and, you know, just support. And artists can collaborate with me, you know, and check out the new artists that are out there banging out work. Some of my favorites for the past, 7 years. Conway the Machine is one of my favorite, artists to photograph now and to listen to. He's just always putting out work, and I think that's so awesome. You're such a good spirit, such a good energy. So yeah, support art, support artists that are really out there doing it.
Who's the most, out of all of the people you've taken pictures of, who's the easiest to take a picture of? Who's always ready and down to take a picture? Because I know, sometimes if you're trying to catch them in a moment or, candid or, you know, even planning a shot, well, who's the easiest? My favorites to work with would be Yasin Bey is my favorite artist of all artists ever. Still from Smith & Wesson, Conway the Machine, and Rakim. Yes. You is crazy because when I take pictures, when I'm taking pictures with these legends, because you just spitting the names out like it's nothing. For me, it's oh my God, you can actually, I know I can probably go up to Rakim and be yeah, because, you know, I'm cool with Monifa. I can name drop and he'd be oh, yeah, okay. She, okay. I could probably get cool points just on mentioning you. That's how dope you are to me.
Rakim is not like Rakim is really cool and really awesome and always super sweet to me. But I'm not close with Rakim like that.
I'm sure he knows who you are, though.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I can't claim that one. The other ones, I do claim them as my siblings. And, this is my brother, and they have mad love for me. They always show mad love and protection and make sure I'm safe, make sure I'm okay everywhere. If we're in the same space, I know I'm good, you know. They're like family.
Yeah, I know that for Yasin Bey because you've invited me to an event that he was doing. Might have been Stony Hall. I don't remember where it was, but I caught that vibe. Yeah, that's cool. He seems down to earth anyway. And to end off, what I like to do for my podcast, because it's called What's the Word? What's one word that you live by that will basically that can be said and describe who you are as a whole, just a word?
Inspired. Definitely inspired.
Who inspires you?
The good people. This year, it has mainly been Yeeerrr Hamad, Shadia Mansour, Yasin Bey, and Still. Definitely.
Okay. That's dope. Well, I just, like I said, I appreciate you inviting me. And, I traveled to New York. I'm always here, but this specifically, I've been trying to get to you. Trying to link up with you and, Future had ideas. We always kind of collab. Even over the years, been trying to put something together and motivating each other. But you are definitely, you have an energy, a glow about you that I think that's why our friendship is what it is. But this year, it's go time. It's we got to execute.
I've been sitting on this work, and I'm not pushing it. And I'm telling every photographer and creative I know, this is the time. It's no reason to be waiting. push. And I hope you love the book. And it's like,
I got a book, y'all. I got an official, one of not too many that will be printed. But I'm definitely gonna cherish it. And it's gonna go. I have a few books that I keep to the side. No one can touch. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. At some point, I'm gonna, as far as like, where I'm gonna put them in my house when I build my house. But those are put to the side. It's definitely being put to the side. And my special print of Yasin Bey. So y'all need to get with her and follow her, and y'all will be seeing a lot of me supporting and promoting and helping her along the way, because she's really dope. And I really appreciate you. I'm happy this finally happened. I really am.
Thank you so much.
And keep going. Like I said, this year is execute time.
Definitely
getting everything done.
Promise of tomorrow.
Exactly. And you are the preserver of a lot of hip. It's one of the pictures. I'm like, I was there for one of the pictures in the book. So, hit her up, check her website out. And again, thank you. It's been an honor, a privilege. I really appreciate you. And thank you, and continue listening.
Hey everyone, it's Monifa Perry, photographer. You're tuned into What's the Word podcast with BklynTye.
Now, isn't she dope? Again, please check her out, monifaperry.com. That's www.monifaperry.com. On IG, you can follow her at MPERRY188. Check her out. I love her to death. Like, she's so dope. She's really dope. It's always good to support female entrepreneurs. Yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check on your loved ones. These days, we have to do this often as possible because life definitely be lifing. Tell a friend to tell a friend about What's the Word by sharing my blog and my podcast at www.BklynTyeNYC.com. And that's www.BklynTyeNYC.com. You can also find this podcast everywhere podcasts are available. Follow me on X and IG at BklynTyeNYC. That's BklynTyeNYC. Special shout out to Smiles, my homie and producer, program director of this pod. You can follow him at SmilesTF1. Definitely hit him up for all of your musical needs, beats, producing, etc. Let him know I sent you. Okay. And I'm out. And as always, spread love. It's the BklynTye way. Hey, it's BklynTye. At BklynTye NYC. And spread love. It's the BklynTye way.